better space to race even that much faster at our conference meets.
Yeah, so like I was saying in the video, just a little different. I mean, coaching's coaching, but I've been to club level for the last 11 years. But the transition to UWF was a little bit easier maybe than some other folks that might have come in, just because I know Pensacola. I've been here again 11 years. Knew a little bit about the program. Knew a lot of the girls in the summertime. If they stayed in town, they usually were training with our club team. So knew some of them already and knew some of their tendencies. So that helped out. Biggest transition for me has been the sort of the processes of who do I go to for what within the athletic department, but it's they've made it pretty easy for me to do that. Really supportive, and it's been a good transition so far. I think the girls have done a good job. I think really the last 2 weeks or so we've really been hitting our strides. A lot of really good practices, a lot of putting in a lot of effort, kind of getting to know how I structure practices different than Coach Andrew did, what my expectations are at those practices, and all those sort of little intricacies that you don't always see all the time. And swimming's a little different sport than the two basketballs here. It's a lot of training and not a lot of plays or anything like that to be able to run. So it's a lot about putting your head in the water and looking at the black line and just working really, really hard. And like I said, the last couple of weeks they've done a really good job of that. Looking for some great things. Again, we kind of swim a little bit of everybody. We've had NAIA teams, junior college teams, 1, 2, and 3 divisions. So we swim a little bit of everybody for where we're at. And this weekend we go to Florida State. And we're swimming against them in North Florida and Florida Southern. So again, a little mix there. So we're just kind of doing all that. We have about 3 weeks till our midseason taper. We're hoping to really do a good job there and get some NCAA B-cut times or so and be able to already be qualified for the meet midseason, so we don't have to worry so much when we get to our championship conference meet in February. So that's kind of the beginning there, and questions for the ladies would be great.
Yeah, I have one for you.
Okay, great.
You talked about how it was an easier transition for you here. I mean, heck, you knew all about the pool. So, but what were some of the adjustments? Coaching at this level, what are some of the differences coaching at this level versus coaching at club level?
Well, I think the club is different because we have, I was coaching 13 to 18-year-olds, boys and girls. So you have some that are really, really more raw. And we're trying to develop them overall. So why I might do a lot more breaststroke and butterfly backstroke, all the strokes, distances versus sprint. These ladies know what they are already, so we're not asking to get too far out of their comfort zone on those things. So I'm not asking Taby to do a lot of breaststroke. She's a sprint freestyler. I'm not asking her to do a lot of distance stuff. So maybe a little bit more, I wouldn't say creative, but more succinct in what I'm trying to do with them versus being a little bit able to be more open and be able to do a lot of things. We have to be very more focused on their specific skills more than I had to be with the club team.
Taby, the standard is set so high for this program, and you're part of that. So, how has the success of the teams before this, how's that affected your expectations and the sense of possibility?
Yeah, the team always for me has been pushed me to be better. The team atmosphere is something I've never experienced when I was at home in England. It was more individual. So the team definitely cheering you on at conference. It makes you want to do better. But yeah, I think we've done better every year I've been here. So hopefully we'll continue to do that this year.
Yeah, thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that every year I've been here, all the freshmen that have come in, they really set the bar. Each year we've gotten better. Each year we've gotten stronger. The atmosphere on the deck is completely different than my freshman year, just in the sense of the drive that is here now. So.
And I would say that you would probably expect that out of a new team. It's 5 years, so when you're first starting out, again, I wasn't here, but I was here. I think starting out, you're having a lot of new people coming in, setting the culture, and a lot of people coming in and figuring out, is that what we want? Is that how we want to do it? And each year, hopefully you're building until you get a really established program.
Well, there's such a healthy culture here when you come in, and you're familiar with it, but are there different ways that you do things? How do you kind of protect the healthy culture that's here with also having to do it your way?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think when I came in, I tried not to change a lot of the processes that were in place. So I think the girls were used to, we do certain things on certain days. It's kind of the same. We kind of did that with the club, but we also kind of do the same thing here. Andrew and I's style and philosophies were pretty close aligned, so I think that helped a lot as well. But I think really it's just, I don't think there's much more of the culture change other than everybody wants to work. We all want everybody to work hard and to do well and to really understand what they're doing. But I think it's just how we design sets, or maybe even how we run a practice, is just a little bit different. So I think it's taken a little bit of adjustment there. We probably are doing maybe a few more yards than they were doing last year. And I think that we're working pretty hard. I think they think we're working harder than I think we're working, but I think that's the nature of coaching. So we always want them to keep pushing until it's time to rest. So.
Is it, you notice a difference at all?
Yeah, I think it's been quite different this year. Not in a bad way, but Coach Phil's definitely worked us hard, I'll say that. But I'm sure we'll see the benefits of it.
Yeah, I think based on like the 3 years I've been here, like at this point, this is the best that we've been. Everybody's really competitive, like not only in the pool, in the weight room, when we do our runs, like everybody's competitive and driving more. And I feel like we're like in the best shape at this point in the season than I've seen.
Yeah, they don't like the running, but they know it's good for them.
For both of y'all, what are some of the differences other than you're older? Both of you came out of club programs, different countries, but what are the differences in club swimming to collegiate swimming?
Club swimming is just a lot of yards. It's a lot, like you're just there and you're constantly swimming back and forth. And I think college swimming is much more about what you swim and like what you will be successful in. I will never be in a distance practice where I have to swim 5 miles for time. I'm strictly doing breaststroke and butterfly and working on what I need to do to make this team better.
Yeah, I think club swimming for me is like just get it done, and now it's more do it well and get it right. And definitely team for me has been very different because I felt like in club I was just doing it for me, and now I'm doing it for everyone on the team.
Phil, this program has had a lot of success in a short time being a program. What do you kind of see as maybe a next level? Is there a next level you kind of big picture target as to where this program can go to?
Yeah. Well, I think what sort of our goal is to be a little bit real consistent with it. We're trying to get people, our conference is a little different. We don't have but 2 teams that are Gulf South. So we're in the New South, which is sort of a made-up conference. And then, so next year, it changes every year. So we lost St. Cloud out of it last year, coming into this year. This year, another team will be leaving. And then Montevallo started a team, so they'll be brand new. So the conference is different. So we don't really try to base too much off of the conference just because there's a changing nature of it. Hopefully, we'll be able to, have those Gulf South conference eventually with all the other teams. Hopefully, we'll start up some swim teams. So we're kind of more on the NCAA area. And I think that we can probably be, top 10, top 15 year in and year out. And so, again, Andrew's done a great job. We were always scored in NCAAs. We had a couple years where we had some real studs, with Teresa and I'm losing the name of the diver. Wasn't it? Monica, yeah, sorry. And they were obviously great and scored a lot of points. And so that obviously helped get top 6 both times. So I think my goal is to try to get new people in every year that can be right at that level, that will be there scoring all the time. And it's a little bit of a challenge because there's most of the people, if you look year in and year out, most of the people that are in the top 10 are private schools versus public for Division II. But that doesn't mean that we can't do it. It just means that we have to work a little bit harder to make sure that we're getting the right folks in here to do the right thing.
Thank you.
Thank you.